Hi everyone, welcome to episode 45 of the arieknits podcast. My name is Ariel and this is a video podcast where I talk about all the things that I have been knitting on in the past week. And yeah, finished objects this week. I have some spinning for this week as well. And what else? Oh, I do have a short acquisition section this week also, so kind of covers all of the topics. So let's get started. I have two finished objects this week. I am wearing one of them currently, and I am very happy that it is done. I think last episode I said that I was going to finish it. Like, it was a goal of mine to finish it for this podcast, and here it is. So this is my Gaon Cardigan by Soomin dalbodreh on Instagram, and the yarn I used was explorerknits Denali sock in the colorway Drift, which is a really nice, like, purpley blue kind of color. And I made size 1. I used US 4 needles for like the main portion of like the body and the sleeves, and I really like the end product, so I will stand up now to show you how it looks on me. So here it is. I know my pants don't really match. I'm wearing green sweatpants, but so here it is. I guess you can't even, I'm tippy-toeing and you can't really see the bottom. Here's the bottom. So it's nice and long. It's not like a cropped cardigan. Has lots of ease. Oh, let me just put on the button so you can see it closed up. So there are 3 buttons on here. Here's the bottom. Goes all the way up. This is what the neck looks like. The neck band or the button band. It is a 3x1 rib all around, except for the button band and the cuffs. And here is what it looks like. Here's the length of the sleeves and the back, maybe, if that's interesting. Yeah, it's just all around a 3x1 rib. It has a nice neckline. I do like how it fits up here. And I love the buttons. I'm glad that there were only 3 because sewing on buttons is not my favorite thing. Oh, the buttons that I use, and I don't know if you'll be able to see it in the camera, but the buttons I used, I bought from Flock Fiber Festival from Denim and Rain. I think that's the name. And it is this nice dark brown, but also has kind of like these gold, like, what's the word I'm looking for? Kind of like gold, a sprinkling of gold. I don't know what I'm trying to say here, but yeah, it has like this nice kind of like finish that I really like on the buttons, and I have 3. They're nice and big, and so I think it fits well with the size of like the button holes for this and the cardigan overall. Like, I just really like how it turned out. I love this button band. So the button band is worked at the same time as the body of the cardigan. And oh, sorry, let me talk about construction really quickly about this cardigan if you're unaware about this pattern. So it is worked mostly flat. So you work the back first flat, and then you work the front panel, and then both of the front panels flat, and then you do join them 3 needle bind off at the top for the shoulder on both sides. The button bands are worked at the same time as you knit the front panels, and then you just do some connecting in the back for the neck. And then the sleeve, so the only parts you have to seam is, I think, so the only parts I believe you have to seam. I say that I believe because I don't think you have to seam any part of like the button or neckband. I think it's all kind of like a either 3-needle bind off for in the back center, or I think that might be what it is. So yeah, I don't think you even need to do any kind of seaming for the neckband. So the only seaming is the sides of the cardigan. And that is it. Because the sleeves, once you seam up the sides, then you pick up in the round for the sleeves, and the sleeves are worked in the round. I did not do any modifications or make any modifications of the pattern, so I did it to pattern. And so for the sleeve decreases, I didn't like increase like any length on the sleeves. I did as the pattern states, and I really like how it fits and kind of exactly where it hits on my arms. I just really like the fit of this. Oh, I know one thing I forgot to say. Finished measurements for this. When I have this buttoned, it is around 41 inches in circumference. I did make the smallest size, and so this gives me 11 inches of positive ease. And I think I've said this maybe like 10 times already, but I really like the fit of this cardigan. It is very comfortable to wear. It is fingering weight yarn, and so it is a really nice drapey, even though it's large, it's really nice and drapey kind of fabric, and I just love it. Like, I think I will probably make another one of these in the future. I don't know how either close or far into the future I'll make another one, but I like this one so much. I think it might be possibly my favorite cardigan that I've knit, because it really didn't, it was not a pain to knit. I guess I was a little worried that it was going to be like huge and just take a long time to knit because it's fingering weight, and that there was some seaming for it, and so I was a little worried, but I absolutely love the end product of this cardigan. I think it's so wearable and just looks so timeless, and like you can just wear it in all kinds of seasons and occasions. So I think it is a perfect one to just kind of like, it'll just like go over anything, and I really like that for a cardigan. I want it to be like really easy and just like no fuss, and the overall fit is also really nice. Like, I think even though it is nicely oversized, it doesn't look like, it still looks professional. Like, I was like, if I ever need to go into the office for work and I wanted to wear like a cardigan, I could definitely wear this and not feel like I'm super like underdressed or too casual. So, and I think you can totally change the vibe of it on like the color you choose, but I just really love this cardigan. So I love it, and I highly recommend this pattern to anyone who wants to make a cardigan. So yeah, that is the Gaon cardigan. Very happy it's finished, and yeah, I've been wearing it. I wore it all today, and I'll talk more about what I did this morning, but I did wear it all today and I loved it. Feels good. It's so comfortable. I really like it. Okay, moving on to my next finished object, which was another one I said I think I could finish for this week, and I was just like, I am so close that I should just finish it. Okay, I have it folded first and then I will open it all up, but it is my 1/2 triangles wrap. This is the Purl Soho pattern. I folded it. Okay, but this is what it looks like. Basically, I folded it so that it looks like a smaller version of what it actually is, but let me unfold it now. I wonder if the whole thing will fit into the camera. Oh, it smells so good because I did block it the other day, and so it's smelling so nice. I think I've mentioned this before, but pretty much all of the wool wash I use is the Sorella wool wash because I love all of the scents, and so it smells so good. Okay. But yeah, this is my first but not last 1/2 triangles wrap, and I really like it. So the yarn I used is Coast to Coast yarn in the signature sock base for both colors, and the colorways I used Yucca Blossom for the variegated color, and then Biscuits for the brown color. And I think it's just like a really cute color combo. Like I'm really kind of into this whole like variegated plus a tonal kind of color matching, or color combinations, and I love this color combination. And I made the size that's called big, which is the smallest size for the pattern. The pattern is also free, by the way, on the Purl Soho website. And I cast on 190 stitches because this pattern is very you can just cast on whatever amount of stitches you want and follow the pattern, and it's basically like you can make whatever size you want basically. But for this first round, just because I wanted to make sure I got the yardage okay, like I didn't want to run out of yarn for this, I did size big, which is 190 stitches for cast on, and I used US 3 needles. I don't know, I did not take final measurements on this, so I don't know if this came out smaller or bigger than the pattern for the size, but I just in general like the size of this, so I have been using it as a lap blanket because the past couple days or few days, or this week actually, in Seattle, it's been nice and cold, nice and cool, and it did get a little chilly at my desk, so while I was working at home, so I was able to just lay this on my lap, and it was really nice. But yeah, I also feel like when it gets like actually cold outside, I could wear this as an actual shawl or scarf. And so I think the way that I've seen it is people fold it in half like a triangle. And so you get, one side is one color and the other side is the other color if you want. Or you could do it the other way and you get two colors on one half. So you could just wrap it around like this. And so you could wear it like that. I don't know if you'd have to like either tie it or something. I'm not really great at wearing shawls like that, but I think as a scarf you could do it the other way with the triangle in front and then wrap it around this way. And I think either, you can have one color be on the top and more dominant versus the other color on the bottom, but you kind of just see both colors at the same time, and so when it actually gets really chilly outside, it'd be, I think, really nice to have something like this around your neck when it gets cold. So very, very happy with this. I'm like, when is it too soon to cast on my next half and half triangles wrap? I don't know. I actually want to cast on a whole bunch of things soon, but I have to pick which one do I cast on first out of all of the cast-ons that I want to start. But I'm very happy that this one is done. And again, I just love how it came out. Perfect timing for using it as a lap blanket. And yeah, so it just makes me very happy to have this one done. Oh, I did mention about, like yardage for this. So I was a little worried that I would maybe run out, and because I think on the Purl Soho site they use, I think, the linen quill yarn, which I think might have more yardage or similar yardage to mine, and it said that, I'm pretty sure it like used up all of the skeins. I don't know, but so I was a little worried I would run out possibly, but I didn't. I haven't weighed my yarn yet, so I don't know how much left over of each skein I have, but I bought 2 skeins of each color to make this, and I did have leftover yarn, maybe half a skein, maybe less than that. But so I think it's possible that I could cast on more stitches than, so I did 190. I was like, maybe next time I make it, I could try 195 or maybe 100 or 200, and maybe it'll use up more yarn, because it'd be really nice for it to use up like all of the yarn. But yeah, so this was a good experiment for this, so that I know 190 stitches will get me however much yarn I ended up using for this one. So it is all good, and yeah, the information that I need for my future ones to make sure that, yeah, I can either make bigger ones or smaller ones, depending, again, on the yarn and yardage. But yeah, so my first one is done. I'm very happy with it, as I've said, again, like 10 times. I'm just like really happy with all my finished objects. Yeah, it's looking so good. And I love it. It was such a relaxing knit, and I want to make more. So that is my second and last finished object for this week. I think I am on a good roll here. So let's put that back here. And then next, let's talk about my works in progress this week. So let's start off with the Tessellated. So here's the first one. This might go by really fast because I think for the most part this is all things that we've seen, and I haven't made, well, on this one I haven't made that much progress yet. This is the Tessellated for the Ashling sweater by Maddy Mo, and again, this is a bottom-up sweater, and it is Suri, held like one strand of Suri, and it's creating a really nice fabric, and it's going to be such a nice, comfortable sweater. I am still working on the body, as you can see from this marker here. Like, I just worked maybe like an inch from last week, so we've still got, I think, a few more inches to go before I split for sleeves. And yeah, so I still got a way to go. I am almost done with my first skein of Suri, and so this has gotten me quite far, I think. I am knitting size 2, which is a finished circumference of 36 inches. I am using US 2.5 needles. Oh no, I am using, sorry, US 2.5 was for the ribbing and US 3 for the body. And the yarn is Woolberry Fiber Co. Berry Suri in the Hello Autumn colorway, which again, I've been saying this every week I talk about this sweater, but I just love how this Suri looks worked up like this. I think it's just so pretty. So yeah, I do hope that I work on this more this coming week so that I can split for sleeves. Like, I still have time for the deadline. Like, it's got like a little over a month maybe, or maybe like 1 month. So we're still okay on time, but yeah, I think I've been trying to like finish things off of my needles, and so that's why I kind of like got my Gaon cardigan done and got my half and half triangles wrap done. So hopefully I have a bit more time to spend on some of my other knits, although I did have a new cast on this week, and I'm gonna cast on something new tomorrow, but you know what I mean. So yeah, just a quick progress update on this one. Then let's talk about my other test knit. So I did not work on this one last week, and so I wanted to make sure that I worked on it this week. Okay, it is like under a whole bunch of stuff. Okay, so, oh no, one of my balls of yarn ran away. Okay, that's okay. So this is my other test knit. This is the Kalani Blouse by Coley from pasleyknits, and I made good progress on this because I just felt the push to work on this. It is another Suri sweater. Let me hold it up here. Okay, so from last time, I finished up, so this is, I am using, okay, let's rewind a little bit. So this is the Killiney Blouse Test Knit by Coley of pasleyknits, and the yarn I'm using is Woolberry Fiber Co. Berry Suri in the colorway I Smell Snow, and I'm holding 2 strands together, And I am knitting size 1, and I am using US 6 needles for this. I did have to size down to get gauge for this, and it is a V-neck sweater with all over texture. It is Irish moss stitch, I believe, or double seed stitch. And yeah, so this is what it looks like. From the last time I was working on the body, and then I just, here's my stitch marker right here. So I've worked an inch, a little over an inch, I think, on the body from last week, and then I just worked until I finished up my first 2 skeins, and then I put the body on hold. So this is usually how it works for me, is for like raglans or like just top-down sweaters. I will work, usually my first skein, or if I'm holding 2 together, like the 2 skeins, will get me past sleeve separation and work on the body. And then whenever I'm finished with those first ones, I usually will put the body on hold and then work on if there is a neckband or like, you know, neck finishing. So for this one, it was an I-cord for the V-neck, and so I picked up and did the I-cord for the V-neck. And for the V-neck, it was a little low, and I knew that doing the I-cord would kind of lift it up a little bit, but I also I used a needle size 1 smaller for the neckline just to make sure that it stayed close and not too deep of a V-neck, and I think it came out perfectly. And then I picked up for a sleeve, and I finished 1 sleeve. So we've got 1 sleeve done. I did have to shorten this sleeve from the pattern a little bit, so I just like kept trying it on and to make it fit for my own arm length. And then what I did was just at the very end, because the sleeve is worked straight, like no decreases, I did also use a smaller needle size for the I-cord bind off for the sleeve, and then I also decreased all around so that the stitches were, I just did a knit 2 together all the way around for 1 round, and then did the I-cord bind off for the sleeve. And I like how that has turned out. So now I am working on the second sleeve. It would be really nice for me to get this second sleeve done this week, but there are a lot of things that I want to work on this week, so we will see how far I get. But I think it only took me 2 nights to finish the first sleeve. So if I really just like stuck to it, I could probably finish the second sleeve this week if I really wanted to, and then just to get back on doing the body, because I don't have that much of the body done. But overall, I'm very happy with the progress I have on this sweater so far. I really like this colorway worked up, like it's so pretty and cute. I've used this colorway on a different base for a different sweater, and I really liked it, and so now working on it with Suri is also just like really nice. It might be hard to tell in the camera. Sorry if you hear all the clicking, that's my metal needles here. But it is a really nice, like overall kind of like a gray base color with hints of like pink and blue in there, and it's just really pretty. I really like it. So having it as a Suri sweater is going to be extra cozy and cute. So yeah, I'm just like working on this Tessellated, and we're just keeping on going. Okay, so there's that one. Okay, and then, so those are the only 2 Tessellated that I have. And then I picked back up this sweater. Sorry, this one, the yarn just like ran away, but I'm probably just going to keep it all the way over there. I don't need to show it, I think. So this is the Tessellated Pullover. Okay. Tessellated Pullover by Andrea Mowry. And I think last time I said I was going to work the neckband first before I work on the sleeves, but then, excuse me, I picked up for the sleeves and I was like, oh shoot, I forgot I wanted to do the neckband first, but that's okay. I'll probably finish the sleeve and then do the neckband before I start the second sleeve. But anyway, picked up for one sleeve. I didn't work too much of it because it's the whole yarn management thing again, where I actually was like working flat. Like once I split for front and back, you work them flat, and that was fine yarn management wise. There was a way where you could like turn your work so that you never had to like rearrange your yarn. Like you could just keep them in the spots that they were. But now that I'm working the round again, it's just not my favorite thing to have to deal with. And so I worked as much as I could, and then I was like, I want to work on something more mindless and where I don't have to like think too much or move things around too much. But I got a good amount of this sleeve done. And so yeah, if you haven't heard me talk about this sweater before, the yarn I am using, I bought the exact same yarn as Andrea Mowry's version of this pattern because I really liked her color combinations for this pattern. So I'm using the Farmer Daughter Fibers Spinster's Daughter in the colorway York, which is the main color. It's this dark green, you can see here for the bottom hem. And then Spincycle Dyed in the Wool in the Every Rose colorway, which is the color changing color all throughout. And then the Suri that I am using is Farmer Daughter Fibers Odang in the colorway Clay. And I just love this color combination. I think it's so pretty and works out so well together. Like it looks so good together. This is the back, by the way, so you can see there's the different colors there. And I am knitting size 1, which is the smallest size. I think that I could have knit size 2 size-wise, so it would be really nicely oversized with a good amount of positive ease, but when I bought this yarn, I bought it when the kits came out, and I was worried. I was like, how long would I have to wait for them to restock? Because they had a kit in all these colors for the smallest size, but that was it. And I was like, I could fit. It will still give me, I think, a couple inches or 3 inches of positive ease, and I was like, that should work. And then it'll save me some money because I think I would have had to buy one more to make size 2. I would have to buy one more skein of the main color. And I was like, at the time I was like, really shouldn't be buying more yarn, so let me just make the smaller size because it should still fit. So I think it will grow, like this stitch, like mosaic knitting stitch will grow when I block it, and so we will see how that works out, because it is a little cropped. Actually, you can't see that. Let me just stand up. It is a little cropped, but if I wear some high-waisted pants with it, I think it'll be all good. Okay. So anything else on that? By the way, whenever I'm looking this way, it's because my notes are right here, so that's what I'm looking at. I am using US 4 needles for the main part of the body and the sleeves, and then US 2 is for the ribbing, which I believe were all the recommended needle sizes for this. So yeah, so that is my progress on my tessellated pullover. And then, okay. Next up, this is another one I've made good progress on. This is my Asu sweater by Ozuko, and I finally connected my second color, which I was just like waiting for. I was like, I want to see it with the second color. So I am making size 1. I am using US 3 needles for this, and I believe I had to size down needles for this because the gauge was not working out for me. And the yarn I am using for both colors, so if you haven't seen this sweater pattern, it is worked sideways, which is this is my first sweater I'm knitting sideways, and one half is one color and the other half is the other color. And so for both of the colors, I am using explorerknits Denali sock in the colorway. So this first half variegated color is a Bryce Canyon National Park. And then I just joined to use the Chinley colorway, which I love this color so much. I bought it on multiple bases, and I'm just so happy to be working with it now on this pattern. So let me hold it up. I don't know in what way, because it's worked sideways, it's just like kind of awkward. I don't know in what way this would be helpful, actually. I guess I could just show it this way, which is how I've worked it. Working flat, and so this is the line where it switches. This is the back middle line, and this is my stitch marker from last week. And so I've made good progress there, I'd say. This is a very nice, I really like working on this because it is flat stockinette, which even though that means that you have to purl every other row, like I find this relaxing because I think right now there's no increasing, no decreasing. It is literally just knitting straight stockinette. And I think sometimes I just like really want that and really like that. So that is how much I got done in this past week. And then let me fold it and show you like how it's kind of supposed to look. So this is the top shoulder here, and then it's all kind of curling in on itself, but as you can imagine, this is the armhole for this side. And then we've got this back going here, and then this front with some neckline shaping at the top here. So it's worked from this front center to the side. You make the armhole like this way, and then start working across the back. So I would say that would mean that we are over halfway done with the body of this sweater, which is nice. And yeah, it's just a really nice relaxing knit right now. And I'm excited to see how this all starts to look together. I think I'm like the most excited for when we're done knitting the body, and then, so the cast on was a provisional cast on. Actually, let me flip it this way. It's a provisional cast on in the front center, like down the center line. So once we're done knitting the other side, I believe that we will probably Kitchener stitch the fronts together. And so I think once we do that, and then to like seam the shoulders, I think that it'll start actually looking like a sweater, which I'm excited about. So yeah, kind of like just looking forward to that. But overall, I just like really like how this yarn is working up, and just like, yeah, I just also just love this color combination. Again, it's another, you know, variegated plus a tonal, and so I'm excited to see how it all looks. So far for my size, so again, I'm knitting the smallest size. When I finished with this color for now, like the variegated color, I have not finished one skein yet, and I think I will probably have to dip into my second skein a little bit, like once I start the sleeve. But I'm curious to see how much of the second skein I will use, and because I want to see how this looks fit-wise on me once it's done, because I could also see myself possibly making size 2 if I want like more positive ease. And so yeah, it will be, again, I'm just like curious to see the finished object and to see how it fits and looks on me, because I feel like this could be a pattern that I make multiple times with multiple different color combinations. So yeah, so that is progress on my Asu sweater. Just really happy to finally be working with Chinley on the Denali sock base, because the first time I worked with the Chinley colorway was with Suri, I believe. I made I forget the name of it, but some kind of Suri sweater, and love it, love the color, but you know, it was Suri, and so now working with the sock base, I'm also just very happy to see this color again. Also, Suri, also, like, the colors on Suri, I love how it looks, but it also is different. Like, it's lighter and less saturated than it is on this base, and so seeing it in this, like, nice dark color, it makes me very happy. All of the fall vibes, I feel like. So, perfect for this time of year. Next up, I have progress on my friendship pullover. It is a pattern by Amy Scher, and if you haven't seen some of my previous videos, me and my friend Megan, who also has a YouTube, her YouTube is a_naughty_mess, and I have details down below in the description of our little casual friendship pullover knit along. And so it's just me and Megan wanted to make this sweater, and we're like, let's make it together at the same time. And I've made progress on mine. I really like how it's turning up. So I have it in 2 pieces right now. So let's show this piece. Okay. I worked on the body this week, and so this is where I'm at. I think I have a lot of stitch markers. I think this pink one is where I was last time, and so I've worked, I think it might have been like 20 rows, possibly, or 20 rounds. So this is what it looks like. We've got more of the cables happening, and it's looking real cute. And, oh, this pattern is worked bottom up, so this is going to be here. It is a little cropped, but not too much, you know. So yeah, I think this will be about here for me. I like how it's turning out. I like my yarn choice for this. So I am using Knitting for Olive Heavy Merino in the colorway Plum Clay, which is a really nice purpley gray kind of color. It's very nice. I was going to say good and nice, and I don't know what I ended up saying. It's very nice and good, and I like it. Okay, I am knitting size A, which is the smallest size, and I'm using US 5 needles for the ribbing and US 7 for the main portion. I guess I want to say like for the body, but that doesn't mean not for the sleeves. Like, it also means sleeves too. Just, yeah, US 7 for like the main fabric, I guess I could say. I think is that the wording, main fabric? But yeah, it's a very satisfyingly quick knitting because it is using I think you could use DK, but I am using a worsted weight yarn. I think the original was using the La Bien Aimé Corey worsted, which I think is possibly labeled as a worsted weight yarn, but is maybe a little bit more like a DK. But I am using a worsted weight yarn, which is the heavy merino. But it's working out good. My gauge is like spot on, which is awesome. So yeah, that is that. Oh no, I'm not done with this because I had to put the body on hold because since it is worked bottom up and it's a raglan or a modified raglan, and so before you can continue, you have to have the sleeves to work at the same time. I've done this construction before, and it's very cool, but it does require you to work on the sleeves before you continue with the body. And so sleeves are also knit from the cuff up, and I started on my first sleeve doing some increases, and this was, I as I say, this was my travel knit. Not really like too much long of a travel, but I went to La Mercerie this morning, and this was what I took on the ferry ride over and what I knit on. So I think I might have worked like this much on the ferry ride round trip. So good progress. I think it was good because it is small enough to carry. It's kind of like a sock at the length that it's at right now. So it was good to have on, and not something I need really instructions for. I just had to remember when to make increases, but it's going well. So that is that. So I have to finish, not like fully finish the sleeve, but I do have to finish. So if you haven't done this construction before, I didn't read fully through the rest of the pattern, but I believe, so you stop the body right like where the underarms are. Then you work both sleeves from the cuff up till where it'll join the body, and then you join them all, and then you finish working all the way to the top. So after this sleeve, I'll have to put it on hold and then make the second one, and then I can join them all together. So there's still some more knitting to go. But I think once all of those pieces are together, and once you join them all, it'll maybe feel like it'll go by really fast to finish up the rest. So that will be interesting to see kind of how it goes. But overall, I'm really enjoying this knit. I have, like, all of the Amy Shure patterns that I have knit, I don't know what it is about her patterns, but I have, like, enjoyed knitting everything that I have knit from her patterns. Like, it was just an overall, like, the whole process of it has been so enjoyable for everything I've knit of hers, which is, it's good, and I like it. It makes me happy, but I was like, that's so interesting. Like, the whole process is just enjoyable. And I don't know what it is, but I really like her patterns. I want to make more because I think this might be the third pattern that I've knit of hers. I think the first thing I knit was the Go Gently cardigan, which I really enjoyed making, and then I made the Anne's puff sleeve pattern, which I also really enjoyed making. So I think this is the third pattern then of hers that I've made, but so good. I really, really, really like her patterns. Okay. So that is the friendship pullover progress. And yeah, it's really fun to, when I see Megan's progress on hers too, that we're all just making progress and we're making the same sweater, and I'm just like really excited to have matching knits. Well, I really, really want to have matching pictures with her and anyone else who's making the sweater. That'd be really cool. Oh, that reminds me. Okay, so we do have a hashtag that we are using on Instagram. If you want to tag us, if you are making it, and you know, you don't have to finish it at the same time as us, but even if you just made a swatch, it's all cool. Feel free to use the hashtag if you'd like. But what's weird is, I don't know how it works, like the Instagram algorithms or something, but I know that I've also used the hashtag on some of my pictures, and they don't show up in the hashtag. I don't know if it's because there's not enough pictures. Like, maybe there's a certain, like, threshold of, like, how many posts have the hashtag before they start showing up when you search the hashtag, but I don't see anything in that hashtag. So if you have used it, and we probably might not have seen it, so definitely feel free to tag me and Megan in your post if you do have a post of it, because I guess the hashtag isn't really working or something. But if you tag us, we will most likely see it. So yeah, just want to mention that because I did notice that the hashtag was like not working for some reason. Okay, and then last for my works in progress. So I always feel like I didn't work on that many different projects this week, but it still is a lot. I was like, oh, I can't believe this is the last thing, but I had 2 finished objects this week as well. So anyway, I had one new cast on this week. I just could not resist. So I've been wanting to make this pattern for a while. I've had it in my Ravelry library, and I just was waiting for the right time to start, and so I decided that this was the time. I was feeling, since it was nice and cold, and I finished knitting my half and half triangles wrap, I was feeling in like a wrap slash scarf kind of mood, so I cast on a scarf. It is a brioche scarf. Let me like grab this yarn. Where'd it go? Okay, here it is. Okay, so I started, this is not a new pattern. This is actually kind of an older pattern. I don't know how old. This is the Mackenzie by Sari Nordland. It is a 2-color brioche scarf. So this is the dark side and the light side. And I would highly recommend looking up this pattern because it has a really cool design. I was not sure how it was going to work. As you can see, there's like a little, you're like, why does it look weird here? Maybe. So it is a 2-color brioche, and it's just a straight, really long scarf. But all throughout, there is going to be a garter stitch, like diagonal, that goes across. So I think this is the start of the diagonal. So it's going to continue. I don't know how to hold this, and then like it'll continue up sideways like this way. And I just really like that detail because I think it just adds the right amount of interest to something that could be kind of like plain and somewhat boring, like as like a 2-color brioche scarf. It just kind of like elevates it just ever so slightly, I feel like. So I'm just, yeah, I've been wanting to make this for so long. There was actually, I did cast this on some time ago with some yarn that I had in mind, and the colors just didn't work out. Like, there was not enough contrast, and I think for a pattern like this, you want something that has enough contrast so that you can see this extra like garter stitch detail, like especially on this light side with the dark color, you can see this stripe. And so I think for this pattern, I mean, of course you can choose whatever yarn colors you want, but I think for me, I wanted something that was for sure like a contrasting color or colors. So speaking of colors, let's talk about the yarn. The yarn I'm using is Olivia and all of her fibers in the classic sock base in the colors Feather, which is this white light color, and then Woodland, which is this really, really nice dark brown and pink mauve kind of color. So yeah, I'm really happy with this color combination. I will show it to you since I have it on the all wound up. So this is Woodland. I love this color so much. And then this is Feather, which I also love. I think, so as you can see, it is like a lightly speckled kind of colorway. And you don't really get that too much knit up in the brioche here. I mean, I guess you kind of can, but it's definitely like very subtle. But I think it's works out really well like together, even though the details of the speckled white colorway kind of get lost. But you can like kind of see, but yeah, I think it's going to work out really nicely together. Oh, let me show you them in the skeins, because I really like, sometimes, you know, I forget to do it, or well, I do it mostly on the podcast where I will show, as long as it doesn't take, or if a project takes more than one skein of each color, like I can show the yarn in skein form plus it wound up, because I feel like sometimes for me it's hard to, like, it looks different in skein form versus when you wind it up, and then also when you end up knitting it up. And of course it also depends on the stitch that you use, like how the colors will turn out. But I do try on the podcast to show show it in skein form as well, so that kind of get like more like, I don't know, just so that you can see it. It's something I like to see, like when people do post their projects and then they do, before they wind up all their yarn, like they show what it looked like in skein form. So hope that made sense. But anyway, so this is what it looks like in skein form. I really like these colors, and so I am happy to be working with them together. So this should take me, the pattern, so I have 2 skeins of each color, which I feel like has been a theme for me lately, is projects that use 2 skeins each of 2 colors, which I think is an interesting trend of mine. So yeah, that is what I am working on. It is, right now, I do kind of have to look at the pattern, mostly to figure out what I am doing and how to make this diagonal. But I think once I figure out, so as you can see, like I just started, so before I reached here, and I was just doing this increase / decrease, increase of the garter stitch and decrease of the brioche, I got a hang of the pattern. But then, because it's just a strip, we're starting the brioche again up here, and so now I have to figure out what the pattern is to do the increase of brioche here and decrease of the garter, plus the, well, I already know how to do this one, which is the increase of the garter, decrease of the brioche. But once I figure out how this one works out, then I'll probably be able to like continue on without looking at the pattern. But for now, I do have to read the pattern just to like get used to it. But other than that, it's a relaxing knit. It's very enjoyable. I actually really like brioche knitting, and this might be, I've been looking forward to doing, I think the last brioche knit I did was a 2-color brioche also, and that was the Holiday Shawl by Emily Curtis, and I love that thing so much. I'm like, I want the weather to be colder so that I can wear that, my Holiday Shawl, because it's like one of my favorite knits, like the yarn colors and the brioche knitting and how it fades. Like, I love that thing. So, but I just like enjoy brioche knitting, so I am happy to be have another brioche knit project on my needles, and I'm liking how it's turning out. I can't wait to have this. It's going to be a really cozy, and I think also like pretty neutral kind of scarf to wear that could match a lot of things. So yeah, so that was my new cast on for this week. So really quickly, I want to talk about, I am planning on casting on more things this week. We'll see how many things. I will at least cast on one more project because me and a couple of my friends are deciding we want to do a boucle knit. And we've been planning this. We've been talking about this for quite a while, it feels like, and it's finally here. Tomorrow is cast on day. Oh, I forgot to mention, today is Saturday, September 30th. And so tomorrow, October 1st, I can't believe it's already going to be October, it is our cast on day for boucle knits. And I cannot wait. I have multiple boucle projects in mind. I know tomorrow I will cast on, I am going to make the superlative sweater. I forget who the designer is off the top of my head, but of course, once I cast on, and I'll talk about it in next week's episode, I will share all the details about it, but just wanted to mention it now. I'm going to have boucle. I'm going to knit with boucle again. Okay. I've knit 2 things with boucle so far. It was earlier this year, and I love both of them. Both of the things I've knit, I love how boucle feels and how it wears. Like, I really, really like it. So I have been looking forward to knitting with boucle again. And I cannot wait. I wonder if I'll get through it all, the rest of my boucle projects that I have in mind by the end of this year. That would be really nice, but I want to, so tomorrow is cast on for the superlative sweater. And then I also want to make the port sweater by Ozetta with my Chinley boucle. I have this in boucle and it looks so cute, and so I want to also make that. And then I have some other boucle to make a vest, and I think that'll also be really cute. So I just want to cast on all the boucle right now, and I'm very excited about it. Okay, really quickly, I do have a short spinning update. So I have been spinning a little bit, not so much actually this past week. The only day that I spun was yesterday and today, this morning, as I will talk about towards the end of this video very soon because we are almost done here. But yesterday I finished up my spin with the Nest Fiber Club. It was the one that I've been working on from last week, and actually possibly the week before that. This is the one, okay, Nest Fiber Club. It was the Paper Kites colorway, the super fine merino. So this is my first spin with merino, and this is also super fine merino. It was so soft, and it's really soft and squishy, and so yeah, I finished spinning my singles last night, and then I was like, there's still time left in the day, and so I was like, I'll just ply it. So I am doing a 2-ply. This is another fractal spin. It's kind of just been my default lately, and it's still on the bobbin, but I'll show it to you. Oh my goodness. It's so cute. I love how the colors came out for this. I will just hold it here so you can see it. It might be a little blurry because of the focus, but these colors make me so happy. And I just really like how this came out. This is my first spin with merino, super fine merino. And it is also the first time I've spun something with fiber from the Nest Fiber Club, and so that also makes me very excited. And I did buy 2, I want to say braids, but they weren't braided, and so I don't know what to call, like just like the chunk of fiber, but I bought 2 of them. So this was the one, this was one of them, and so I'm going to be making another one of this. So that'll probably be my next project, so that I'll have both of those colors all ready to go. I don't know what I am going to make with it. I just knew that I wanted to have the option of making something that would require possibly around 2 skeins. And yeah, so right now I can't tell. This might be either a sport or a DK weight, I would think. But it's like, oh, just already in this, like it's so soft and squishy, and I cannot wait to skein this up and to wash it and to to end up knitting with it, but I don't know like how soon that might be. But that is my spinning update for this week. But oh yeah, we will go back to spinning after this, but let's talk about acquisitions first. So this past week, let me put this in my lap first. Okay, I don't know if I've mentioned this on the podcast, but I bought from Coast to Coast Yarn from her soup collection, and I love the yarn. I remember being really conflicted when the collection came out, that I was like, which ones do I buy? Because I really like all the colors, but how do I choose if I wanted a sweater quantity? Like, what color do I get? Because they're all so good. I can't possibly get sweater quantities of each of the colors. Like, that would be insane. So what I did instead, and this was good for my wallet and my sanity, I got 1 sock set of each. And there is only 4 sock sets. So it's not like I bought like 8 or something. So there's 4 sock sets. And then I get, you know, the main skein is the variegated, and then the mini skeins are the tonals. And so I get a little taste. Let's see what I did there, because it's a soup collection. Sorry. I got a little taste of all of the colors of this collection. So I got 4 sock sets. I cannot stand, in a good way, like the labels on this are the cutest things I think I've ever seen. Look how cute that is. Actually, let me find, okay. This label is so cute, and I am in love with it, and I will be keeping these labels because they're so cute. Like, soup's hot, and all the little vegetables on it. It's just the cutest thing. So I will be keeping these labels. I almost like don't want to take them off because they all look so cute together. But okay, I was gonna say the one thing that helped me like pare down my order from this and just get sock sets was because the samples that Erin had of the yarn were all socks. And I was like, they all look really cute, and I'd love to have soup socks. So it helped. But let me talk about each of them. So this one, I'll talk about this one first. So this red is a gorgeous red. I do kind of wish I got a sweater quantity of this, but I know I also don't need it, but like it's gorgeous. This one is borscht. And then there is the 2 minis. This one is leek, and this one is creme fraiche. And yeah, this is the only sock set of this collection that had 2 minis with it. I think it looks really cute together. I'll probably do some kind of like, maybe not like all over stripe, but like something that has like 2 stripes that I could have of each color on this. Maybe, possibly, I don't know. But it would be, I mean, it's really cute. So I'm very happy with this. And then this one, oh, I also, see, the problem is I really liked all of the variegated colors for this. And so it would have been really hard to pick a sweater quantity for like one of them. But this one is potato. So that's the main color. Coast to Coast Yarn, Erin, she does such great speckles. Like, speckles are gorgeous, and the neutrals are gorgeous from her. And then, so yeah, so the main skein here is potato, and then the green is leek, which is the same mini as the one that came with borscht. So I do have like 2 of those same minis. And then, yeah, these also look, it's really cute together. I love this color. And then we have, let's talk about this one. Okay, so this is Hearty Stew, which is it's another great brown, a reddy brown. Hearty Stew, oh, so good. And then this one is creme fraiche. The mini is creme fraiche. So again, it's like the same mini as the one with borscht. So I will have 2 creme fraiche minis and 2 leek minis. But that is all good because they're all great colors. So yeah, that's that one. And then the last one I got is Split Pea. This one's also good. It's a good color. Split Pea. And then this mini is Crusty Loaf. Actually, Crusty Loaf was one of the tonals that I was like, oh, do I want a sweater quantity of that one? So yeah, overall, I just like really liked all the colors of these. And so I'm just like really glad that I have a little bit of each. I think one thing I could do, let me hold all of these up again. One thing I could do is, instead of maybe like, I'll probably, like, there are some tank tops I could make with one skein, and so I could use one of the main skeins and make a tank top. And then as far as the minis, I wonder if I could do something that uses just like all the minis together. That's like another option for a project, because I will have 1, 2, 3. Actually, I guess it's 3 different. It's 3 different color minis, but I will have 2 of the white, 2 of the green, and then 1 of the brown. I could use the minis in something versus like forcing it to work in a sock, but also why not use it in a sock? So yeah, my soup yarn. And I was like, perfect timing for them to arrive because, like I've been saying, it's been like cold and rainy here in Seattle, although not today. Today was like nice and not rainy. So besides today, this past week, I was like, oh, like soup yarn. Like I know I can't eat it, but like it feels good because soup and warmth. So it was good timing for these to arrive, and I'm really happy with it. I'm like, do I cast on a sock this week too? Maybe. It's possible. It depends how I'm feeling. But yeah, I have these soup socks, and I'm very happy with it. Okay, so that is done for the acquisition section. And okay, it is time for our chatting time. So as I've been hinting and mentioning throughout this video, this morning, me and 2 of my friends went to La Mercerie because we all signed up to take the spinning class that's hosted by La Mercerie, and it is the first time they're offering a spinning class, and it's taught by Maya, who works at the shop. She is so sweet, and I love all of her, well, one, all of her makes, like her knits, but also like her spinning. Like I just love it. And so when we heard that she was doing a spinning class, we were like, yes, sign us up. And so we signed up, and yeah, today was the first day. It went so well, so enjoyable. I am so excited for even more spinning, and I know that I've already been spinning. Like I have a general, like I've been spinning and making things, and so it's not completely new to me, but for the class we get taught how to use like a wheel, like not an e-spinner. It's like a wheel with pedals for you to like make the wheel turn and do the thing. So sorry, that's like a really bad explanation, but we get to learn how to spin on a wheel, like an actual wheel, and I wanted to get that experience and to learn how, because I would like to eventually buy a wheel for myself. Part of this class is that we do get to take the wheel home in between. So today was the first class, and then next week is the second class. And so the way they're splitting it out is that first class you learn how to spin singles, and so you learn how to do the drafting and just like everything like about the wheel and like the fiber. And so that was today's class, and our homework is to finish making singles of all of the fiber that we got, and then the second class will come back and with the wheel. So we get to take the wheel home. I have the wheel with me here. I won't show it because I can't like hold it, but I have it here with me. We get to take it home for 1 week, and then we bring it back for the second class where we will learn how to ply. And so yeah, today was really fun. I think it's really fun also that I get to do it with 2 friends, and so we're all just like friends, and we're learning how to spin, and I don't know. I just had the best time today. I was worried, like I was like, what if I don't like spinning on a wheel? Like what if I prefer an e-spinner over like using my feet? Like what if I'm like bad coordination wise and I like don't like it? Like I was a little worried about that, but it took some getting used to, and I still need to like practice, but like I enjoy it so much. I think I enjoy like the full body experience of the spinning this way. Like, yes, your feet have to be working too, and then your hands, and like, I just really enjoy it. So I know I like it. I am hoping to get a wheel of my own soon, but yeah, I'm very pumped that this week I will get to spin on an actual wheel, and it's so nice. It's such a nice wheel. We are using, I don't know what the model is, but it is Kromsky wheels. That is what La Mercerie has in store. So yeah, it is beautiful. It's really nice. And again, I've just been enjoying it. It's just been today. Like, we just started today, but I know I already like it, and it's so good. It's so fun. It feels extra special now to be spinning. Not that e-spinners feel less special, but it's just like, I have been wanting to spin on a wheel for some time, or well, ever since I started, and I haven't been spinning for that long. Actually, how long has it been? Has it been a couple months already? But yeah, I've been wanting to spin on a wheel, so it feels just like really cool and fun to be like trying to spin on a wheel. So that was this morning, that was today, and it was really fun. The ride over to Bainbridge Island went well. We took the ferry. We had to take the ferry. And I mean, I think you could actually just drive all the way around, but that's insane. So we take the ferry from Seattle, and it's really nice. I think it's a really reasonable length of time for that ferry ride. Like, almost today, for some reason, both ways felt really short to me. But I guess that's good. It's better than it feeling super long, I guess. But yeah, so I got some knitting done on my friendship pullover, which I did mention, and yeah, it's just so good, so nice. I love knitting friends. I love spinning friends. Spinning and knitting just make me so happy. So yeah, I'm trying to think. Was there anything else? That's all I can think of right now. And anyway, so I had a great day today. The weather was really nice. We're all wearing our knits. We wore our knit beanies today. That also made me really happy. So I'm just feeling all the good vibes. And excited for more spinning, excited for more knitting. I will be buying, since we are going back to La Mercerie next weekend, I will be buying more fiber next weekend. I withheld from today because I was like, I know that I will buy something. But since we are coming back next week, I'll hold off until next week. But at least today we got to look, because this was my first time going to La Mercerie in person and seeing like their fiber room. So yeah, it was the first time, so I got to kind of just like see everything in person, look at the fiber that they had, and like touch the fiber. And yeah, so I'm just looking around, making sure that I talked about everything that I wanted to here in my notes, and I think we're good. So that will be it for today's video. As always, definitely let me know in the comments down below what you have been working on while listening or watching to this podcast, if you would like to share, because I always love reading about what you all are working on. And if you are not already subscribed, feel free to subscribe if you'd like to my channel. And I also have my knitting Instagram, which is at arieknits. It's the same name as this podcast. And I know I don't post as much of my finished objects as like up to date as when I do finish them. You definitely like through the podcast like see them way sooner than they end up on my Instagram, but I am trying to post my finished objects. I'm working on it. So anyway, you can follow me there if you'd like as well. And with that, I hope you are all having a great day, and I will talk to you in the next video. Bye!